Convicted killer Richard Merritt was back in court this week. He's arguing for a new trial after a DeKalb County jury found him guilty last year of stabbing his own mother to death.
Now, he says his trial lawyer was ineffective. The FOX5 I-Team has covered this case for 7 years, going back to allegations that Merritt stole money from clients. I-Team reporter Johnny Edwards was in the courtroom Tuesday as Merritt began his case for a new trial.
During the time we've covered this case, we've heard a judge call Merritt's behavior despicable, a former client call him a con man, and a relative call him, quote, an evil person. Now Merritt is looking for a second chance to argue his innocence, and it's a long shot. Richard Merritt already put his ex-wife and son through a lot.
Son, raise your right hand.
On Tuesday, he put them on the witness stand. Part of his argument that his son, now 20, might have been a star witness in his murder trial, telling of his father's good character and threats the family was receiving. If only his ex-wife hadn't blocked his son from testifying, claiming it would hurt his mental health, something they both disputed.
Absolutely, if they called me to testify, I would have been there.
And you would have been able to testify, correct?
I would have been able to testify.
And you would have done that because that's what the subpoena required you to do.
It's the law, so I would have done it.
It's part of Merritt's long-shot attempt to get out of prison for life, for crimes that shocked the Atlanta area.
Never should have
happened. In 2019, Merritt pled guilty in DeKalb County to stealing more than $450,000 from his own clients by settling personal injury lawsuits and keeping the settlement checks for himself. On the day he was set to report to prison, his mother, Shirley Merritt, was cooking him a last spaghetti meal. Authorities say Merritt brutally stabbed her to death with a kitchen knife and beat her with a dumbbell. He later claimed that 2 men with pistols showed up and killed his mother right in front of him. At the time, with more than a dozen clients ripped off, a lot of people had it out for him. But Merritt never uttered a word of this story to authorities until his trial. Instead, he took his mother's car, cut off his ankle monitor, and ran. With Merritt found 8 months later in Nashville, going by a fake name. But now he blames his conviction on his trial lawyer, claiming ineffective counsel, taking him to task for allowing his ex-wife, Janine Minicozy, to say this during last year's trial, portraying him as violent.
We had an argument and we were in our bedroom and he pushed me to the ground and I hit my head on the bed.
Here's Merritt's new lawyer questioning his old lawyer on Tuesday.
Did you object to that statement not being responsive to your question?
No.
Was there a strategic reason for doing that?
I'm a trial lawyer. I try cases. Asking the judge to bail me out when I ask questions, not something I come to do.
Also part of Merritt's argument, Queen didn't put his lawyer from the Cobb case on the stand to talk about his mother's safety fears before she died, and how someone had delivered a threatening cartoon to her house, which he contends could have pointed to someone else being the killer. Other relatives in court on Tuesday included his brother and some cousins who told me they want to make sure Richard doesn't get out of prison. Even if he did get a new trial and was cleared of charges, though, he still faces a 30-year sentence in DeKalb County. The hearing on his motion for a new trial is expected to resume later this month. From the live desk, Johnny Edwards, Fox 5 News.